Welcome to the Planet MicroCap Showcase Vancouver. I'm your host, Robert Kraft. Thank you all for joining us here today. I'd like to introduce our next virtual presentation at the Planet MicroCap Showcase Vancouver. It will be hosted by Adam Michaels. He's the chairman and CEO of Mama's Creations, publicly traded company. The symbol is MAMA on NASDAQ. Adam, take it away.
Thank you, Robert, and thank you for having me today. Really sorry I couldn't be with everybody in Vancouver, but I'm just incredibly excited to spend a little bit of time with you. I'm coming up on almost a year since I've joined Mama's Creations, and I couldn't be excited. I was excited then and just even more excited today. If I can, I'd love to just really leave the team here with three real insights or three objectives of the day. The first one, hopefully you see as we discuss today, that Mama's Creations is in an incredible industry. The deli prepared foods, the deli overall, deli prepared foods, incredible growth, and it's riding the macro trends that consumers are looking for: fresh, clean, easy to prepare meals. That's number one. Number two is we really have a differentiated offering at Mama's Creations, and I'll speak to you a little bit about that. Dan Mancini, we have a number of brands with Mama Mancini's, something really special, really differentiated that hopefully you leave with. And then the third, and the thing that we've been working as a team so hard on over the past year, is this truly clear, compelling, consistent story that I think is really going to resonate with you. So if I could leave you with those three things today, then I will have done my job. Obviously, the most important slide and the most fun slide, our forward-looking statement. More information here on our website you can take a look at. So let me really start with you today. This is sort of Mama's on a page. And what you really see here is our objective, our vision that we created as a leadership team, as a board, to really become this one-stop shop deli solution. It would be a first of its kind national deli one-stop shop solution for prepared foods. And I think Mama's has the right elements that are going to get you there. We're going to speak a little bit about where consumers are changing, fresh, clean offerings. We now have a full suite of offerings, everything in the deli. If you close your eyes, you think of the hot bar, you think of the grab and go set. We have everything from the proteins to the salads to the olives and entertaining products. And you're going to see a whole bunch of what also makes us special is we do everything in-house. We own our own manufacturing. That means that we own quality, utmost importance. Everything from upfront ideation all the way through to developing, producing the product, manufacturing it, getting it on trucks, and getting it into the stores. One thing that, you look some numbers to the right. If you've been following us at all, it's been an incredible story. Again, coming up on a full year here. When I first started, we had gross margins around 12%. The latest numbers that we've shared is in the high 20s. We actually have earnings coming out next week for you guys to please take a look at. But really important, you see some great momentum. But another thing that I like to highlight all the time is insider holdings. So about 25% of the shares are owned by insiders. That means that we are completely aligned with you. Management is completely aligned with our investors. You've seen, since it's all public information, I've personally gone out and bought my own stock as well. I truly believe in what we're building and really excited for the future. So let me tell you, again, three things. First, macro trends, and what is absolute is understanding where consumers are going. All the things that you've heard in the past, obviously, with the pandemic hopefully behind us, I'm an optimist that habits are changing. Fresh, clean, easy to prepare. People are still time constrained. One thing I was reading the other day, big thing during COVID was people were really excited to cook, right? And they had all this time. That is fully dissipated now, and people are continuing to be time constrained. So consumers' preferences are changing. And then the other thing on the sort of other side of the counter is retailers still have that pressure around, they don't have the labor in store, and they're seeing increased pickup when people are trying or buying more prepared meals. It's actually other research that was recently done is everyone's everyone's saying that retailers are saying that they're adding actually more shelf space to the prepared foods aisle. I've been in the food business for quite a while now. I started my career in center aisle, and that just keeps shrinking and shrinking. The perimeter of the stores where we are in the deli, that's where the growth is, and people are actually growing their shelf space. So these macro trends that we're talking about provide tailwinds for Mama's Creations as we continue to grow. I mentioned to you some other numbers. Again, just to put in perspective for you, the deli is about a $40 billion, it's actually almost coming up on $45 billion category department. Within that, prepared foods is the biggest part. Actually, it's north of 20 now, about $25 billion. So this is a huge, huge industry, huge category with actually really no market leader. So that's where there's a huge, it's very fragmented. I actually believe Mama's Creations is the only publicly traded deli prepared foods company. And you're seeing just the size of that growth and the rise of kind of fresh and cleaner eating. So this macro trend is that first tailwind that's going to push us away. Really important to remember. So let me tell you the second one, which, and all three are equally important. It's the three together that makes it so powerful. So there really is a Dan Mancini. So Mama's Creations, we started as Mama Mancini's. We acquired a number of businesses, T&L Creative Salads, Olive Branch over the past year or two. And just, I think maybe now 2 months ago, we officially changed the name, our corporate name, to Mama's Creations. We did that at the end of July. But obviously the heart of our business are our brands. And I get to have breakfast with Dan, and we have my favorite grandma quality meetings, which we have every month. Dan's the guy that's literally answering all of our consumer correspondence when you send a note through our website. And this differentiated story, this, Dan comes to a number of our big customer meetings. It just really resonates with buyers. I mean, there is something you watch that the buyers just light up, or when our consumers hear from him, it's something pretty special. And this origin story differentiates us from other places in the marketplace. So I told you macro trends. I told you that these are tailwinds for us. Two, I told you that there is this differentiated story. There really is a Dan Mancini that, again, differentiates us in the marketplace. The third element that I really think has created energy for us over the past year since the team has been together is we now have a really clear, compelling, consistent story and strategy for us. So if you look at this page on the left-hand side, this is what we have today, right? So hopefully for you that know, the folks that know us, we became famous for our meatballs, all of our chicken and proteins. That's a good core part of our business. The acquisition of Creative Salads, make salads. So we have all of the different grain salads, green salads, lots of pastas, vegetables, olives, sandwiches. Actually, one of my new favorite products that I eat all the time is a Nashville hot chicken panini. Is incredible. You got to try it. That's what we do today. We can continue to open the aperture of that deli. Remember, one-stop shop deli solutions. We want to do everything in the deli, everything behind the glass, everything in the hot bar, everything in the grab-and-go section. I would hope it's not hard for you to believe that Dan Mancini had, a couple of pizza recipes with his grandmother that they made, and we can move into those areas. We've been playing around with them. Those are areas of organic expansion. Soup is another area, as you can imagine. I'm just using it as an example. Hate to break it to you, but Dan Mancini 50 years ago did not make sushi with his grandmother. That would be a good example of, if that's something we went into, we would probably get into that through M&A versus organic growth. So hopefully you're seeing across a platform, one-stop shop deli solutions. We are one by one building out that entire portfolio, and probably tell you we're 80+% of the way there. So macro tailwinds, differentiated story, and now you see it for 12 months straight, a super clear, compelling, and consistent story. That's the troika. That's the three things coming together that's going to create the outsized returns for us. So let me just speak to you a little bit more about our business, because as I told you, this is something we own our whole business end to end, which makes things pretty special. All of the R&D, we have two chefs that come up with just incredible offerings for us, really in touch. We hired a new chief marketing officer, Lauren Stella, and she's doing an incredible job. So much closer with the consumer now to understand trends on cuisines and eating. So we're doing all that R&D, all that product development ourselves, whole host of offerings, both Italian inspired, but then also not Italian. General Tso's chicken. Another favorite of mine is a chana masala, an Indian chickpea product, a vegetarian product. So we have the whole spectrum of offerings. Upfront product development, I mentioned to you, and we'll talk a little bit more about two. We own two facilities, one in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and another one in Farmingdale, Long Island. So we do all of our own manufacturing and packaging. And then we have some of our own trucks, but equally we use third-party logistics to get the product to the stores. So really getting to own the end-to-end product life cycle. In a past life, I started my career as an innovation expert, but I would promise you, you will not find another innovation guy that's as anti-innovation as I am. Why? Because it's all about the core. We have a great business already, and until everybody in America is eating our meatballs and our chicken and our salads, we don't have to expand further than that. That said, of course, there are always exceptions to the rule, and there are a number of products. When I see a opportunity that is incremental, that is where we want to grow. And to me, there's actually three things that drive massive incrementality for us. And our meatballs in a cup solution is one of those examples. So let me explain. The first one is it's an incremental occasion, meaning most of our products, most of our offerings are center plate. People are eating it for lunch. They're eating it for dinner. The meatballs in a cup is an on-the-go solution. It's a snacking solution. So it drives incremental occasions. People use it over and above our existing product. The second one is we did a lot of research. You're going to hear me talk about this a lot. Another past life, I led all of our consumer insights and analytics at Mondelez, at Nabisco for North America. So I'm very passionate about the consumer. It's an incremental consumer. So we found it ages down our consumer base. Younger people are attracted to our meatballs in a cup solution. So it's an incremental occasion. It's an incremental cohort consumers. And the third one, it's an incremental channel. So what happened was a lot of C-stores, think 7-Eleven, think Wawa, came to our booths during shows and said, love your products, but I can't sell, a pound of product in our stores, right? Because C-stores are mostly immediate consumption. Do you have a product that we could sell and people eat immediately? That's where meatballs in a cup comes in. Every convenience store, almost every convenience store in America has a microwave. You throw this in there, 2-3 minutes, you're all done. That's a great example of, if we're going to do innovation, it's going to be incremental innovation. That's a great example. Number of other items. I've sold a lot of products in my time. What you see on the right here is research that we did. 93% of people that have tried our product would recommend it to a friend. What does that mean? It means we got to just get trial. I can get the product in your mouth you're going to love it. That's what we have to do. Another highlight, we're very proud. QVC is a big customer of ours. And we've been winning now, I think 3 or 4 years in a row. The Emmys, the Oscars of QVC are the Food Choice Awards, and we won the Best Picture equivalent with Most Recommended Brand. So again, it's just awesome to be able to be a part of a company that's just so loved by our consumers and love the product and just make people smile, and that's what's pretty special about it. Just back in June, IDDBA, International Dairy Deli Bakery Association. That's the big food show in our industry that happened just in June. That's where we rolled out Mama's Creations. We also rolled out our cups. If you've known us for a while, we had an older version of cups that had a pretty short shelf life. The biggest feedback we got from retailers was, love the product, wish we had more shelf life. Now we got our cups to 21 days, which is plenty, and they're psyched and thrilled about. We also launched more of our sleeve products. These are our successful branded sleeve products that we sell. Mostly we had all the meatballs and other items like that. We added 4 more. Sausage and peppers is a big seller of ours as kits, as bulk. They wanted a sleeve version of that. And a number of our chicken products that we acquired through the acquisition of T&L. Anthony Morello is our president of our T&L Creative Salads business and our Olive Branch business. He's doing a fantastic job integrating and cross-selling our different products together, which has been terrific. Broad demographics, I spoke to you earlier. Again, in my time, I've sold hard products before. I will challenge anybody to tell me who is not, which household of the 225 million households in America, who wouldn't want one of our products? If you don't like beef, you don't like meatballs or meatloaf, how's chicken? You don't want chicken, have a salad. You don't want a salad, have an olive. You don't want olive, have a sandwich. Everybody could eat our products in America, and that's what we're seeing from an age perspective, from a geographic perspective. One thing that you're seeing if you've been following us is we are national. We are in every BJ's in America. We are in every Sam's Club. We are now in 4 different Costco regions of America. Everything from the West Coast, Albertsons, to the East Coast, Aholds, you name it, we're there. We continue to do more and more Midwest and West, which is great for us. Obviously, that's going to lower our freight costs as we get more and more out there. But you're seeing that. And then just more examples, more research on consumer perception and satisfaction with our products. Just a couple other things. Distribution. What you see here is, again, we're national. To the right, number of customers. What's really cool about this, if I showed you this a year ago, literally half these customers wouldn't be on this list. So what's happening is we're getting stronger and stronger within each of these customers and selling more. So that's what's wonderful. Up top, you see new customers. If you look at that, what I like to see is, I mentioned to you earlier, we're shifting further west. Winco is West Coast. Roundy's is Midwest. Hackney is convenience channel. So you're seeing us continue to build and develop that full national footprint. I mentioned to you our in-house manufacturing, told you about our 2 facilities. One of the things that's really attractive, and part of our strategy is M&A. It's another thing that I used to do in my past life. But what was wonderful about the acquisition with T&L Creative Salad was it came with a manufacturing facility. So for all intents and purposes, we doubled our manufacturing footprint with the acquisition. That creates huge flexibility for us. Now we're able to produce in 2 facilities, redundancy, optimization, load sharing. It's been really, really wonderful for us. A little bit about priorities. Only 3. margin, margin, and margin. It's one of the things I spoke to you about earlier, that when we first came in, about 12% margins, we knew we had to improve. Why? Because the more margin I have, the more I could reinvest as rocket fuel for growth in trade and marketing. And it's been wonderful. I really give the team huge credit. I truly believe what gets measured gets improved, and we've done that. And we went from 12% to 28% gross margins, and I think there's even more opportunity going forward. I mentioned to you earlier about organic, inorganic, and organic growth. We have an aspiration to be $1 billion brand. We have a plan to be $1 billion brand, and we believe half of that is organic, and we're already on our way there. And then the other half is inorganic growth. I mentioned to you earlier the acquisitions of Creative Salads and Olive Branch. Just 2 months ago, we acquired Chef Inspirational Foods, which was a partner of ours. That's going to help us accelerate our sales business. And again, it's just a great example. I was just speaking with our banks, and we've realized that the original T&L plan, the original T&L Creative Salads plan, we over-deliver our plan by 150% from where we thought we'd originally be through the acquisition. So a tremendously successful acquisition for us that's only getting better. I mentioned our vision, 2030 vision to be this one-stop shop deli solution, $1 billion deli business. It all starts with the legacy that we started. I mentioned to you Mama Mancini's, how it started, continued to grow the breadth and depth of our distribution, being very focused and targeted on incremental product innovation, and then acquisitions to become this one-stop shop. Some financial highlights you can see for yourself. One thing that I'm very proud of is just how well, when I first came in, the first thing I said before I even started is I need a great partner, a new CFO. Anthony Gruber's done an incredible job. Peter Munch, our controller, and I have never felt so good about our balance sheet. Actually, I've never felt so good about any balance sheet. I lose no sleep at night. How we have grown. Look at cash, how we've massively increased cash, how we have massively decreased debt and grown our stockholders, our shareholders' equity. Super proud of almost every metric on this page. And again, it's only going to get better. New management team. We all started, really, we're building this team together. I mentioned to you just a few months back, hiring Lauren Stella as our Chief Marketing Officer, and really proud of everybody here. Just tremendous experience that we get to bring to the table. So that's really it. I want to give some time back for some questions and answers, but the so what, 3 so whats. 1, we are riding a macro wave. We are riding the tailwinds of this growth of consumer desire for fresh, clean, easy to prepare meals, deli solutions. That's number 1, macro trends. 2, we have a differentiated strategy. What we have done with Dan Mancini, how we started with Mama Mancini's, what Anthony has done with Creative Salads, this is a differentiated offering. So we own the entire value chain. And then 3rd, and equally as important, is we now have a crystal clear, compelling, consistent strategy that we are not moving off of. And by having those 3 things together, I think we have something pretty special. You've seen it over the past year, and I promise you the best is yet to come. So with that, Mr. Robert, would love to take any questions, but thank you guys so much for listening.
All right, Adam. Well, firstly, thank you so much for your presentation here today. That was really fantastic. You went through pretty much everything. Aside from next week's earnings, of course, but that's because that's next week.
You got to show up.
Yeah, of course. All right. So first question for you, you mentioned that with all of Mama's Creations brands, you only have about 20% penetration in assuming just the US market, right?
Yep.
What would you say is the strategy then to get into more stores? Is that why you're wanting to expand the portfolio? Because what are some of these grocery stores asking for? I would assume that.
Yeah, no, Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I'd adjust it slightly. Absolutely, 1/3 of the elements, the strategy we're looking for is about getting into new stores. And I don't want to take anything away. Without a doubt, as amazing and as awesome as we have been doing, literally the top three retailers we're actually not even in. So base Walmart. So we're in Sam's, but base Walmart, Kroger, Target, we're actually not in today. We've been speaking to them, and there's a lot of interest. But could you imagine how much opportunity they're still there? But so 1/3 of it is getting into new stores, and I'm all for that. But I think the two others are equally, if not more important. And let me explain. So the first one is we have to get more items into existing stores. So one of the things that I'm very passionate about is AIC, average items carried. When I first started, we are around 5 items per store. That means the average store had 5 of our items in there. We should have 25 items in there. We should have absolutely, there's no reason why we don't have 3 beef products, a beef meatball, a turkey meatball, meatloaf, 3 chickens, a balsamic, we make great balsamic chicken, breaded chicken. You should have 3 grain salads, a Mediterranean farro, an Israeli couscous. You should have all salads. You should have 3 different types of olives. 25 is an easy number. So the second one, in addition to new stores, is getting more items into existing stores. Why? Because it reduces our cost, right? If you get more stuff in there, freight goes down, and you also create a billboard effect, meaning you can't miss it, right? In my old world of Oreos, you can't go down a cookie aisle without seeing that sea of blue. Same sort of thing I want to do with Mama's Creations is you can't miss our products. So that's the second one, average items carried. The third one, and we just hired a new head of trade strategy. Nick Powers is doing an incredible job. We got to drive velocities of our existing products. So the existing products that are in our store, let's sell more of them. 2 is let's get more items into those same stores. And then 3rd is let's get into new stores. So those 3 together will drive incredible revenue growth for us.
So follow up to that, what would you say will get you over the hump to get you from the 5 to 25 in store to getting the targets over the hump to getting more velocity for, the products that are already in store? Love to hear your thoughts there.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's already working. I've been here less than 12 months. We've gone from 5, come back next week, you'll be happy. We've really grown average items carried. You're seeing the growth of the business. I think what's missing is that third piece I told you about, right? The macro trends were always there. This differentiated story may have been there. This clear, compelling, this consistent strategy, that has been the unlock for the past 12 months. So what's happening is now we're super clear. Before we were in frozen, we were in the center aisle. We are a fresh, deli prepared, refrigerated. Everyone understands where to go in the store because we're super, super clear. Our customers understand what we're about. That seems to be working. And because we're just very focused on quality. Remember, I told you we own the entire process, quality and service. Even I credit to the team before I even got here during COVID, when no one could deliver anything, we were still at 99% service levels. They were incredible. By having great service and great quality, now people are coming back and saying, oh, you have chicken? Yeah, can I get that? Oh, wait, you have grain salad? Wait, you have olives? Can I try those? So now it's this cross-selling is really, really awesome. Before, we had meatballs. And guess what? If you already had a meatball, if you didn't want meatballs, I had nothing else to sell you. Now I can tell you everything. The fact that we have this full suite of offerings, that's what's been massively accelerating our growth.
Very good. All right. My final question for you here before I let you go is, you mentioned, you had that slide there. That was the top priority is margin. So let's dig into that.
Well,
obviously,
margin, and margin.
Those yeah, three. Right. Yeah. Those the 3 priorities. I meant my bad. But you mentioned, in the last 12 months, going from 12% to about it was 11.9% to 27.6%. We round up. Okay. Just making sure. So tell us a little bit more about that. How were you able, was it really this idea because now you're adding more product to the portfolio, you're able to cut down some of those freight costs? Like, is that really some of the reasonings why? Because I'm sure folks are curious as to why this is happening.
Yeah, I think there are a few things. Let's say I think there's three major ones. The first one was I think honestly we were probably a little slow to take price before I started. And we, literally before I started, the first day, even before the first day, real clarity around what our costs are. I developed a new pricing model for us. The team did an incredible job putting it all together. And for the first time possibly ever, we truly understood our costs, which allows us to set a better price. I will tell you, we finished it all at the beginning of this year. I wanted everything done by January. And we literally got everything in. Actually, the only feedback I got, why'd you guys wait this long? So the first element was we took price, and we're still behind. Last year, food and beverage, 13% price inflation. We didn't even take that much. First quarter of this year, still double digit. We still haven't even kept up with inflation, but it helped tremendously. Imagine not doing any pricing and then doing it. So the first element was we took price. The second one is, and again, in my past life, I led our M&A in North America for Mondelez. I had to create a full report. Before I even got the CEO to say, yes, Adam, you could acquire this company, I had to do a full integration plan, understand where all the synergies were. We might not have done that before. The leveraging our buying power now, leveraging our freight, literally without exaggeration, we would actually have 2 trucks, half empty, go to the same store every day. So the second element was harnessing the power of the acquisitions that we made. All 3 of the businesses, Olive Branch, T&L, Creative Salads, and Mama's. Our freight plummeted. Like literally the first quarter, we saved 200 basis points on freight alone. Second quarter, 280 basis points. So by integrating, by leveraging the synergies of our acquisitions, I didn't have 3 businesses. I had 1 business. I talk often with my team about we have 1 plant, 2 locations. 1 plant, 2 locations. Freight, like dripped off. You work out and you lose all that weight. Freight costs dripped off. Procurement costs dripped off. That's where we saw a lot of it. And then the last piece I tell you is we've just done an incredible job. I truly believe I am just anal on KPIs. What gets measured gets improved, and the team rose to the challenge from a manufacturing perspective. Hundreds of basis points of labor efficiencies that we captured over the past 12 months. So I think those 3 things together, and again, it's not easy. I don't want you to think it's easy at all, but what gets measured gets improved. We review every week as a team, as a leadership team. I look at order level, SKU level profitability every week. Invoice. I look at literally invoice by invoice profitability every week. I look at SKU level every single month, and it's amazing what when the team realizes where we are, we're able to take immediate impact. I'm all about taking action. And again, you see the results, and I promise you the best is yet to come.
All right. Well, with that, Adam, where can our audience go and find more information about Mama's Creations?
Yep, super easy. www.mamascreations, one word, mamascreations.com. That has all the information about our business. We actually just updated the website. We have a beautiful investor relations page now, pages. And yeah, would love to speak to you. Please reach out anytime.
Very good. Well, Adam, thank you so much for your presentation here today, answering a few of my questions. Good luck, stay safe, and I look forward to our next update.
Always great to talk to you, Robert. Thanks so much. Cheers.
Thank you.